and welcome to the show for today. You're watching Perspectives, and I am host Alana McLaughlin. This morning on the show, I have Richard Burrus, Justin Burrus, Tolani, Abari, and Danielle Jones here to discuss the Tennessee Aquatic Project. They're discussing their backgrounds, their educations, and the impact that they seek to leave on our local community. And I just want to thank you guys for joining me this morning, and I just want to say hey.
Hey, good morning to you all this morning.
Now, guys, I want to go through introductions. Mr. Richard, I'm going to start with you. Just tell me who you are, where you're from, and a little about what you do with the Tennessee Aquatic Project.
Well, right now, my name is Richard Burrus, of course. I'm born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, believe it or not. I've been gone about 25 years. I left Nashville about 25 years ago to Las Vegas, where I became a police officer. The reason why I got started in all of this, in Las Vegas, I was a community activist. So I worked in an office called Community Engagement. So I learned to work with the community, different projects, things like that. Upon retirement, 20 years there, I came back here to Nashville to so-called retire, but I found this program, Tennessee Aquatic Project, so I really got busy doing that and a bunch of other things for the community.
Awesome. Now, Justin, I know it's fun kind of sitting with Dad right here, but tell me a little bit about you. Introduce yourself and just tell me about your role within the TAP.
Okay, cool. So I'm 17 years old, and with my, I was born in Las Vegas. So with my role in Tennessee Aquatic Project is I'm the president. So right now I'm focusing on like the kids. I need to know what they want to do and what they like. So I like to, you know, put out what they want to do. Right. So I'm really focused on what the kids like to do and trying to put out more things so they can learn and do what they like to do.
Awesome, man. Miss Tolani, same thing. Introduce yourself. Kind of tell me who you are, where you're from, and what you do within the TAP.
My name is Tolani, and I am from Nashville, Tennessee. And what I do, I'm secretary. I work with Justin and Danielle, and so we also work with the kids. And I like to have their opinions so we can work with the adults to find out like what we want to do and like if we have field trips, where we want to go.
Danielle, the same thing. Introduce yourself, where you're from, and your role within the TAP.
Hi, my name is Danielle Jones. I'm 16. I'm the vice president of TAP. And my role in TAP is basically listening to my fellow officers and listening to what they have to say and how we can incorporate that into the organization.
Oh, I love it. Guys, to wrap up this first segment, I want to talk about how you became involved with the TAP. Justin, I want to start with you, but just tell me about your introduction. What kind of got you interested in an organization like this?
Yep. So what got me really interested into it was that I wanted to scuba dive with my dad. Like that's always been my thing. Like I'd love to go out on adventures with him. So this really got me, like when I found out about this, I was like, yes, I want to do it because it's going to get me to my goal. So yeah.
So just basically just wanting to spend that free time kind of having like a fun experience. Yeah. That's not bad. Tolani, how did you get introduced to this?
So my mom introduced me to this at an early age when I was 7. I wasn't the age for it. I wasn't 8. So when I first saw it, I really wanted to be a part of TAP. And so when I was the right age, I was like, yes, I want to join. And so this is really a really good experience. And I really wanted to like improve my swimming skills and be with kids that look like me. And this is a really good experience at TAP.
Do you remember back when you were 7, do you remember kind of the first few things that you saw from TAP that really kind of got you interested? Like what made you say, oh, I want to join this when I'm 8?
So what made me interested was, so when the projects they were making moccasins, I was like, oh, I want to do that. It was like, wow, those these projects, I want to do that. I definitely want to do that.
So just seeing kind of like the fun experiences.
Yes.
And Danielle, kind of tell me that same introduction. Was it kind of a fun interest that piqued you?
It was the same thing that they're talking about. I got introduced actually by Mr. Burrus. He knows my grandfather, and he had told me to come in one day to one of the meetings, and I went, and I was just very excited to see what they were doing, and I was like, I definitely want to do that. So the next year I joined, and it's been a fun experience.
Mr. Burrus, I mean, just hearing that, it has to make you just proud as punch.
It does.
I want to spend like about the last minute of this segment talking about your introduction to the TAP, and we'll probably split that between this segment and our next one. But tell me about just that first introduction into this organization.
I actually had a co-worker that I work with, at the Federal Building, introduced me. She knew that I love aquatics. I loved working with the community. I wanted to really make an impact in the community I lived in. So she invited myself and invited Justin to to check the program out. At the time, it was right after COVID. So everything's kind of starting back up. People really want to get involved. People are already outdoors. I knew he had that passion. We both love water. We both love helping our community. That's how we really got started in it, and it just kind of blossomed from there. Before I knew it, I was at a meeting. They were telling me I was going to be an officer on the board and all that kind of stuff, and I told them thank you. Had no idea I was there for that. So we kind of spawned from there. I really love seeing the passion that the kids have, so it inspires me to keep moving forward.
And Mr. Burrus, we're going to pick back up on that passion, on your involvement and ways that Perspectives viewers can support you guys in our second and final segments, excuse me. And I encourage viewers to tune into the second segment of Perspectives, where I will return to discuss the Tennessee Aquatic Project. Welcome to the second segment of the show for today. You are watching Perspectives, and I am host Alana McLaughlin. This morning on the show, I have Richard Burrus, Justin Burrus, Tolani Abari, and Danielle Jones here to discuss the Tennessee Aquatic Project. They're discussing the work that they do within this organization, the impact that they seek to leave on Tennessee communities, and ultimately ways that we can support them. In our first segment, my four guests set up their early lives and childhoods. They explained who they were, where they're from, and the role that they play within this organization. And we're coming back in to talk about some of the offerings that this organization has, the importance of a group like this, and ultimately ways that we can connect with them. Mr. Burrus, we just left off talking about your introduction. It was through a coworker.
Yes.
Into the Tennessee Aquatic Project. And I want you to tell me about your first meeting or maybe your first event and kind of how you felt about it and what inspired you to keep participating in this.
You know, what I didn't know at the time was this Tennessee Aquatic Project itself has actually been around for over 30 years. Gentleman, Mr. Kenneth Stewart, started this program with his sons, and he wanted to just make an impact as well. The program has grown since then. We've had several interactions with groups around the world. And he basically got it started then. We've kind of blossomed from there. When I heard that, I knew if anything new, I wanted to be involved. I wanted to help our community. I definitely want to help the kids out at the things they wanted to do. Yes, so it kind of went on from there. It really inspired me to see not only the impact they can make on a community, but as a family as a whole. Some of our programs help change lives as far as economically and things like that, and it doesn't cost anything.
And I want to get to that part.
Yes.
That's the beautiful part, that free 99.
Yes.
On you guys' website, I was reading and I read the motto, learn first, then teach.
Yes.
And I want to talk about just how you guys kind of execute that in real life. I want to talk about some of the things that the kids learn and how those things are shared with the community.
Okay. I'd actually like to ask one of our officers, what is first we learn and then we teach, me and Danielle?
First we learn, then we teach is basically when we learn anything that we do at TAP, like wilderness survival, any type of like strokes that we know, we go and teach the newer kids that just joined, and we help them with their skills so they can be great like us.
So we have students like Danielle, Justin, Tolani. Danielle and Justin especially, they started out as beginning swimmers in our aquatics program. But now they're instructors. Justin's an instructor, Danielle will soon be an instructor. So first we learn, and then we teach.
And I want to talk about going out into the community.
Yes.
Tell me about how, and guys, feel free to jump in at any point. Don't let this be Mr. Burrus' show. But I want you to talk about, seriously, the things that you've learned in TAP and how you've shared them with the community. If you can think of any instance, maybe at school, at church, just anywhere, just something you've learned within the group that you've been able to share with people.
So we've been learning about climate change.
Ooh.
So recently we've been trying to figure out ideas and ways to like lower climate change. So actually came up with a couple of ideas, and now we're trying to teach people how to, the ways to stop those things from happening. So like we came up with like lowering plastic bag usage and less usage of water. So now we put that out there, and now other people are starting to spread the word about it.
Talani, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Is that one of those things you're kind of passionate about?
Yes. So we go to different events as a group. Like recently we went to the Youth Climate Summit. So we talk about it with other kids, other students around Nashville, and we spread the word about what's happening right now in our community and what we can do to help it and help our earth and help the people that live on earth.
Danielle, would you kind of agree with Tolani on that?
I would also like to add, like last year we had used rice bags as, instead of using plastic bags from the grocery store, we use rice bags because they're not biodegradable. So it's like hard for them to like tear and like throw away. And so we use those instead of grocery bags, so we wouldn't have like plastic everywhere.
Oh my God, I know the little sea animals are just so happy to hear that.
Yes.
But guys, I want to ask, and this is really for you three, what do you guys think is the importance of you guys' generation talking about kind of our environment? I know it's kind of easy for me to talk to Mr. Burrus or for me to talk about, you know, what we see in the world and why we should save the world. But you guys are our future. You know, we're going to be like dust somewhere, you know, eventually. And you guys kind of have that power to really, through social media, through your friends, through this work. And I just want to hear kind of why you guys think this is important. And that can be personally. Mm-hmm.
I think it's really important because, like you said, we're the next generation to step up. I think it's very important to step up because as this world, we all know, kind of is like slowing down a little bit. We need to go back up to where it was. We need to get like, you know, well, how do I put this? Yeah, it needs to, we need to step up. It's really important because the climate is it's really important for us, for our health, and for every creature on Earth. It's very important. So it's very important to learn about those things that will help the Earth.
Would you guys agree with Justin on that?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll also like to add, like, the rising sea levels and also the bleaching of corals is like a big part. Since we are like scuba divers, like going down and seeing that the coral is changing, it's kind of like upsetting because it's like we know that we can change this and we need like youth like us to help and make that change. And I just really want people to know that like just recycling, picking up trash, just being mindful of the area can really help.
I agree.
And then one of the quotes that I've heard that we say sometimes at the Tennessee Aquatic Project, Mr. Ken Stewart, he says that the problems of today will not be fixed by those who caused them. It will be fixed by the people of tomorrow. So I think that's really inspiring to like students, for kids, for young people, like take action. Your voices matters. And the adults aren't going to be the people who are going to save the world. We are.
Mr. Burrus, I feel like crying on this episode.
Right. I don't have to say much, right?
You not at all. And really to again wrap this second segment, I want to talk about you going out into the community. I want to talk about ways that you kind of outreach, maybe some of the different mechanisms, whether on foot, through social media. And I want to talk about, I've heard from them how they share it with their community and how you kind of connect with our local Nashville community.
You know what? Sometimes it's very, very important to partner with other people.
Yes, sir.
We partner with people like the Cumberland River Compact, the mayor's office. We go out with them and plant trees. We've also adopted the Whites Creek as our kind of our area. Mm-hmm. So we have we go and clean out the waterways of Whites Creek. We do water management, air quality management. We pass those on to Tennessee State University, places like that actually do the air quality management. Mm-hmm. So we go out and basically we'll hub with other organizations to kind of grow from there.
And I have just so many questions. I'm trying to save them for this final segment. I guess one question that I'll ask, you know what, I'm going to save that, Mr. Richard. I don't even want to get into anything too good yet. I'm going to save that all for the final segment because I am truly blown away by you guys' work. And I want to use this entire last segment to really talk about you guys' kind of groundwork. And I encourage viewers to tune into the final segment of Perspectives, where I will return with this awesome group to discuss the Tennessee Aquatic Project.
Sunday on.
Welcome to the final segment of the show for today. You are watching Perspectives, and I am host Alana McLaughlin. This morning on the show, I've had Richard Burrus, Justin Burrus, Tolani Abari, and Danielle Jones here to discuss the Tennessee Aquatic Project. They've discussed their backgrounds, their educations, the work that they do, the importance of this work. And in this final segment, we're talking about ways that we can support them, ways that we can connect with them, just some of the work that the Tennessee Aquatic Project has going on right now and the importance of that work. We're coming right back in. We left off discussing just the importance of sharing this with the community.
Yes.
And I want to talk about just some of the communities that we see around us. I want to talk about underserved or underrepresented communities. Mr. Richard, what you've seen in these communities, kind of the ignorance or the lack of education in terms of environmental justice and sustainability in these communities and ways that we're fighting that.
Excellent. So one thing that's important to know that no matter where you live, you have a say.
Yes, sir.
You just don't have to, if you live in an apartment complex or if you own a house, you can still get a group together and pick up trash or work with other organizations. You can work with Metro and help clean up parks and things like that. There's always something you can do to make your environment better. You don't have to just say that you're in a bad place, maybe, or you live in an area that's not a great area, so there's nothing you can really do. You can make that area great no matter where you live. So it's important to pick up other people, to bond with people that are like you, that have the same concern. If not for you as an adult, for your kids and for your kids' kids.
Yes, sir. And guys, on that same tip, I want to know, really beyond the importance, we know like the societal importance, it's saving the world. I want to talk about the importance within our community, specifically within Black and kind of minority youth communities. Do you see kind of a lot of your peers who are concerned about environmental justice or anything like that? Outside of TAP, I'd say in your schools or maybe through social media, is it kind of a hot topic right now, environmental justice?
I haven't heard much from other people, really.
Yeah.
You don't really hear about people talking about climate, especially in our age, because they're really focused on like, you know, what they want to focus on. So
Yeah.
So really, I think it's really important for them to get out and connect with other people.
Yeah. I don't really see it. I think that's a problem because most of the problems that we have, why people aren't, you know, helping to solve the problem, they don't know about it. And if kids that look like us, black and brown kids, if they don't know about it, how are we supposed to help with the problem and help solve it?
You're right.
My school, I go to Martin Luther King Jr. Magnet. So we have like recycle post bins. So like once you're done with your lunch, like bananas, like leftover fruit, you can throw that in there to help recycle and stuff like that. So I feel like my school is like helping, but also I feel like communities, like the Black community, we're not like that involved, and I wish that we were, because it would be like a great impact, and just to prove people that don't think that we can do those type of things like helping, we could prove them wrong.
Yeah. And I want to circle back on some of the events that you guys have and just promoting these events. We're talking wilderness events, scuba diving, air climate monitoring. These aren't things that you see that a lot of Black and brown children, like we said, are involved in. And I want to talk about what you've seen kind of in your personal experience throughout the group, specifically with going into these Black and brown or minority communities in town and kind of promoting this, and any pushback you may have faced. And just tell me about really and pushing this towards our community.
Yeah, I know. First of all, I want to say that anyone has any questions, they can go to TennesseeAquaticProject.org.
Yes, sir.
That's where they can find our calendar, things like that, things we really focus on. But inside the community, we haven't received much pushback.
Yes,
Sometimes it's a lack of understanding.
Yes, sir.
We offered a program where we were actually going to train, they were going to pay
Yes, sir.
Kids to become lifeguards.
Yes, sir.
$500 to be trained to become a lifeguard. And most lifeguards now make about $17.50 an hour. From the lack of understanding and either being afraid of water, things like that, in that particular area, no one signed up. It was kind of hard. Because people really don't have that fear of water. So we're trying to overcome that by giving more information out. It's not going to come from me, it's going to come from students and people like that to their friends, let them know, hey, you become this, you can become that. Educationally, they can grow, but also economically. If you can take a kid that parents may not have money for school clothes and stuff like that, they're making $17.50 an hour all summer. They can buy their own school clothes. They can help themselves out. And they can, once again, learn and then teach someone else they may know to bring them up to do the same thing that next summer, or so on and so forth.
You're so right, Mr. Richard. I want to spend the last about few minutes of the segment. I'm going to go through each one of y'all. I want you to tell me about 3 of your favorite events through TAP. And I want you to really sell it. Imagine you're in front of like one of your classmates, maybe your crush, your little boo. I don't want to know. But you're in front of that person. You really want them to come to maybe scuba diving on a wilderness retreat. You come clean out the greenway, just something. I want you to really sell it. Give me 3 events and sell them to me. Justin, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Give them to me.
Okay, so my #1 event is when we went to the Grand Cayman. And what we did there was, it was really fun, really fun. I mean, you saw a beautiful fish, the beautiful island. We stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, which everyone knows, right? It's very luxurious. So my second trip is the trip with SIAT, See You at
Okay.
the Top, which is another group of people that we partner with. And what we did is we taught them how to scuba dive. So they taught us how to ski. So it's another Black organization that are teaching kids outdoor activities like skiing and snowboarding.
OMG.
Right.
Give me one more, Justin, and sell it to me.
One more is the aquarium.
Ooh.
Right. So at the aquarium, we learned how the fish survive. We learned about what temperatures of waters, how much oxygen the fish need. So I thought that was very good because I was learning about also how to save another area in life. So also with that, we also learned about different types of fish, which is also good to know because you need to know because it's important.
Yeah,
It's very
I agree.
important. Some of them may be poisonous, some of them may be, yeah, it's just really good to know.
You're right. Ladies, same thing. I want 3 events. You're really selling. You're selling to your best friend, to your cousin, and you really want them to be there. And ladies, feel free to jump in at any point.
Okay, I'll go first. I like scuba diving, especially when we went to the Grand Cayman. And I also scuba dived in the Pennyroyal Quarry in Kentucky, and that was very fun. And also, one of my favorite things to do is wilderness survival. It's very fun. I feel like it's like one of the underrated things that we do in TAP, but it's one of my favorite because you can learn how to build your own fire, put up your own tent, and walk around and look at the different plants and see which ones are poisonous, which ones are not. And lastly, my favorite thing is probably when we did the planting the trees. It was very fun, it was very educational, and I really loved it.
Ooh, y'all got me wanting to come to everything. Can I come with y'all? Tolani, it's the same thing. Give me those 3 big events.
Yes, I haven't been on many of the trips, but there's these 3 that I really want to go to and that I have been on. So sometimes we go on field trips around Nashville and around the state, and one of them we went to Fisk, and it's very important to visit our HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities, and we're working with the community members, and I really enjoyed that. And then also the wilderness. It's actually, we work with an organization called Get Black Outside, which is really important because Black people need to get back outside, get Black outside.
I know, I love that.
Yeah, because we as Black people, we don't really go outside as much, but it feels really liberating to go outside in nature. But we need to spend more outside time, and that Get Black Outside is really important because we get to do that for lower cost or almost free. And also, we also are going on a diving trip in the Curacao. So we're going there, which is really fun. And not only is it going to be fun, we're also going to be working with different organizations that are based in the Caribbean, and also I'm looking forward to meeting other students, other kids.
And kind of having those experiences with them.
Yes.
Talani, Danielle, Justin, and Mr. Burrus, thank you all for just your time. Thank you for sharing more about the Tennessee Aquatic Project. I encourage everyone to visit the TennesseeAquaticProject.org to learn more information about this group. And I thank you all for the opportunity to share one more perspective. Good morning.